I finished decluttering my bookshelf today, and in that declutter, I found this note that I wrote down from my math class, and Mr. Lee, who was my math teacher for this hagwon, this cram school, he said, he told an amazing story, and I wrote it down because I thought it was pretty good. So here it is before I throw this piece away forever to make it last, at least on digital. The story from Mr. Lee. So this is when he was in grade 6, probably in the 60s, maybe 70s, probably 60s in Korea, when Korea was still a poor nation. And everyone in the 6th grade around that age would bring Korean lunch to school, and it would always just be a little box with rice and some side dishes to eat with rice, some salty side dishes. But there was this one Korean guy who was adopted by one of the Americans, the army in Korea. And he always brought this food for lunch. People didn't know what it was. It was this cool American food. Later they found out that was called a hamburger, but they, not knowing it at the time, they would always want to eat that American kid's, or that Korean kid with American parents, his burger. I'm doing such a bad job of telling this story. Anyways, the American kid would trade lunches with one of the Korean kids because he wanted a Korean lunch. So he'd tell everyone to open their lunches and he'd pick the best one that he wanted to eat that day. Mr. Lee never got chosen, so he never got to eat the hamburger until one day when that cool American kid needed help in math. So Mr. Lee helped him in exchange for the hamburger, and Mr. Lee said that he'll never forget how delicious that first bite was. And that was his first time having a hamburger in Korea when he was in 6th grade. Back in the 60s, I'm guessing. So that was a funny story, or maybe not too funny, but I thought that was a story worth telling from back in the day, my parents' generation time. Anyways, now that the bookshelf decluttering is done, I'm going to finish with the clothes and everything tomorrow. Let me play you a couple clips of Mochi the dog and Tigger the cat. Look at their paws. Their left paw is folded and their right paw is straight. Tigger and Mochi, same pose. Oh. Okay, so I will see you in the next live stream or my next video, depending on which comes first. Until then, bye-bye. Bye-bye.